story is fictional and written for devotional inspiration. The Man Who Heard Hanuman Ji's Voice. In the ancient city of Varanasi lived a man named Raghav. He was about 35 years old, hard-working, honest, and kind. But despite all his efforts, life never seemed to go in his favor. Raghav owned a small shop that sold puja items near the ghats of the Ganga. Every morning he opened his shop before sunrise, hoping that the day would bring enough customers to support his family. But most days, the shop remained quiet. Many bigger stores nearby attracted the customers, and Raghav struggled to earn even enough money for daily expenses. At home, his wife Sita tried to stay positive, but she too could see the difficulties they were facing. They had a small son named Mohan who often asked for things that Raghav simply could not afford. Even though life was difficult, Raghav had one strong belief. He was a devotee of Hanuman Ji. Every Tuesday and Saturday, Raghav visited the nearby Hanuman temple before opening his shop. He would sit quietly, close his eyes, and chant the Hanuman Chalisa. For years, he never missed his prayers. But as his problems continued to grow, doubts slowly began to appear in his mind. One evening, after an extremely difficult day with almost no sales, Raghav sat alone in the temple. The temple was nearly empty. The oil lamps flickered softly, and the sound of temple bells echoed in the distance. Raghav looked at the idol of Hanuman Ji and sighed deeply. "Bajrang Bali," he whispered, "I've always believed in you. I've prayed to you every day. But why is life becoming harder and harder?" Tears formed in his eyes. "I am not asking for riches. I only want enough to take care of my family." The temple grew silent. For a moment, Raghav felt embarrassed for complaining. He lowered his head and closed his eyes. Then something strange happened. A deep and calm voice echoed softly in his mind. "Do not lose faith." Raghav suddenly opened his eyes and looked around. No one was there. He thought perhaps he imagined it. He again closed his eyes. The voice came again. "Your devotion is seen." This time Raghav's heart began beating faster. The voice felt powerful yet comforting. Who is there?" he whispered. The temple remained quiet, but the voice continued gently. "Help others without expecting reward." Raghav sat frozen in surprise. He didn't understand what was happening, but the words felt meaningful. After a few moments, the voice faded. Confused yet peaceful, Raghav folded his hands before the idol of Hanuman Ji and went home. The next morning, something unusual happened. As Raghav opened his shop, he saw an old man sitting outside the temple, looking weak and hungry. Normally, Raghav would walk past quietly because he barely had enough food for himself, but suddenly he remembered the mysterious voice. "Help others without expecting reward." Raghav hesitated. Then he walked to a nearby food stall and bought a small meal for the old man. The man smiled gratefully. "May Hanuman bless you," the old man said. Raghav felt a strange warmth in his heart. Over the next few weeks, Raghav continued helping people whenever he could. Sometimes he offered free puja items to poor devotees. Sometimes he helped travelers who had lost their way. His financial situation did not improve immediately, but his heart felt lighter. One day, a wealthy businessman from another city visited the temple. He was looking for someone honest to supply puja items for several temples he managed. The businessman visited many shops but felt something missing in each one. Then he noticed Raghav helping an elderly woman choose items for her prayers. Raghav patiently explained everything and even refused extra money she tried to give him. The businessman observed this quietly. After the woman left, the businessman approached Raghav. "Are you the owner of this shop?" he asked. "Yes," Raghav replied respectfully. "I have been watching you," the businessman said. "You seem like an honest man." He explained his need for a supplier. Raghav could hardly believe his ears. The businessman offered him a large order that would completely change his life. Tears filled Raghav's eyes. That evening, he ran to the Hanuman temple and bowed deeply before the idol. "Thank you, Bajrang Bali," he whispered. As he sat quietly in the temple again, he closed his eyes in gratitude. For a brief moment, he felt the same calm presence as before. And deep in his heart, the gentle voice returned once more. "Faith and kindness always bring blessings." Raghav smiled peacefully. From that day onward, he never doubted again, because he knew that sometimes when devotion is true, Hanuman Ji speaks not with thunder or miracles, but through the quiet voice inside the heart.